Okay, so we've gathered our materials, we've worked out how we're going to light the fire. Now it comes to the construction of the actual fire. What we've done here is we've taken the very small kindling, the 2 to 3 millimeter stuff, and the toilet paper, and made ourselves just a little teepee. Now, what Survival's going to do is he's going to take the ferrous rod with the trusty old Stanley knife, and he's going to try and shower the toilet paper with sparks, and hopefully alrighty. Wasn't a first time strike, but what can I say? Pretty good job nonetheless. Now we're actually working in a relatively wet environment right now, so you should hear some cracks and pops just as the wood starts to dry out because of the kindling. Maybe a little bit of extra smoke too. Beautiful. Survival's just blowing on the flame now, introducing a little bit of extra oxygen. You need 3 things for there to be a fire. You need an ignition source, you need a material to burn, and you need plenty of oxygen. If any one of these 3 things is not available, then the fire just won't work.
As is the case in many wet environments, it looks like we're not going to get a first time fire. We're going to have to go get some more tinder, maybe some finer stuff, and start again. So we've got some flame, it's starting to smoke. We've got some little shavings of wood, very thin, but good surface area to slowly catch. It looks like, as long as we nurse it along, we will get our fire this time.
It's starting to get nice and hot in the centre there.
The core is heating evenly and consistently, but due to the wood being wet, it is smoking. Once this fire gets hot, the smoke will reduce. Now we're just going to slowly stop feeding it. We're going to let it just burn what it's got to establish the flame in the larger material. As you can see, it's starting to actually take. Once it gets to about twice the area that's actually lit, we'll start to introduce slowly the smallest of the medium-sized material to the fire. Now we're at the stage where we're going to start introducing medium-sized material. We're going to start with this moderately sized stuff. We're going to break it to form a kind of natural teepee. We're going to lower that onto the fire carefully.
But the way we got those dry shavings that we started the fire with, we just broke down one of our larger ones to try and get to the core, because the core is usually where the wood's going to be driest. So even in conditions like this, if you're able to break it up, if you've got larger ones, you can use a knife, Stanley knife, something like that, so you can get to this much drier wood. Make little bits and put that in there as well. It's another great way of starting a fire.
Now it looks like Mother Nature's throwing us another curveball. I might go grab a little bit more toilet paper and restart this fire. The wood is that wet, it's gone out yet again. This is a very common occurrence in these conditions. So I just grabbed some more toilet paper from one of my auxiliary bags. Always keep it ready and on hand when I'm starting a fire. We've got the toilet paper lit. Now we need to see if we can actually get it to catch. Decent flame here. The heat's getting better. My hand is still not quite a foot away from the fire. That's the point I can bear it. I can't get my hand any closer. It's just too hot otherwise. Ideal cooking temperature is when it's about a foot away. That breeze is helping fan the fire a little too much, so I'm putting my hand to reduce it. We do not want this fire to blow itself out, courtesy of wind.
So you can build a fire pretty or you can build a fire right. I'm not going to lie, Survival and I tried, I guess, to really formalize the process to show you, I guess, what a pretty fire would look like. That didn't seem to work so well. So it's taken us just a little bit longer, but we've gone and constructed a nice little teepee. I suppose the good news is that the fire that we had before we were able to salvage. The toilet paper, as I think Survival mentioned earlier, really does hold its ember nicely and will smoulder for a surprisingly long time. So we did have a nice little centre of white coals that was still quite hot, and it meant that after making this teepee that we've got here, as you can see, there's a lot more aeration. Now, again, there might be another curveball, but we're hoping that this construction that we've got here has enough material to obviously keep the fire going. Should hopefully have enough air so it can propagate through the structure, and fingers crossed we'll make a nice fire. Alright guys, so through all the trials and tribulations, the fire stayed alight. We're now at a level that we've been able to put the bidgie on. So now we're going to jump on and cook ourselves some snags. I think at a later video we'll probably do a review of this barbecue, but for right now, I reckon that'll do it. Catch you later, everybody.
And remember, stay safe in the bush.